Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NXT roster tier list. We're going to be going through every single person who is currently in NXT as of the Sunday before when this video is going up, so April 21st of 2024. Obviously, it is the day before the draft, so the roster will change immediately even before I post this. However, just keep that in mind when I rank these people. One more note, if we look at the Hall of Fame category, it's not necessarily the WWE Hall of Fame, but the NXT Hall of Fame. For example, Carmelo Hayes, I don't think belongs in the WWE Hall of Fame yet. However, the NXT Hall of Fame is a perfect spot for him. Even though, of course, the NXT Hall of Fame doesn't actually exist, it's just a theoretical place where they could belong. I'm going to start this video off by going through some of the people that I have literally nothing to say about so that I can bang them out quickly before I get into some of the bigger names that are in NXT. So I'm just going to speed through all of them pretty quickly. Everybody, I don't really have that much to comment on. Like, a few of them you could argue things for, like, oh, Riley Osborne, he's a pretty talented star, and Gable Steveson, he's a dick. But whatever. So we're going to go through some of the bigger names now. I know a couple of these aren't necessarily bigger names, but you get the point. So let's get started with Adriana Rizzo. She is part of the family, also known as, Tony D and Stacks. I think she's all right. I don't think she's amazing or terrible in either way, so she's perfectly in the mid tier. Then we have Alicia Taylor. She is currently the announcer. She's basically the Samantha Irvin of NXT. I think she has the voice of Samantha, like the oomph with it, but not all the pizzazz that Samantha has. And I think she's actually a really good announcer, going in the great tier here. Andre Chase, the head of Chase University, he's pretty solid, putting him in the good category. And Ariana Grace, the daughter of Santino Marella, is going in the mid tier as well. If you notice, a lot of the mid-card women will be going in the mid-tier because a lot of them are pretty similar, I would say, because they've been trained mostly in the same spot, and that generally they have the same matches. Because while Sean does have a lot of women's talent in there, the matches are pretty similar a lot of the time, I will say. Then we have Ava, the current GM of NXT, and honestly, she's going in the Hall of Fame, NXT Hall of Fame. She's probably the best GM right now. You could argue all this her peers, but I think that she's the most entertaining of the bunch. I think she connects with the younger fans the most, like, people my age even, because it's a new era. Are you ready for a new era? Because Triple H says that all the time. And because of that, you need some new GMs, some younger GMs to connect with the fans even better, the younger fans even. Then we have Axiom. He's pretty talented, formerly known as A-Kid in NXT UK. Very good star, very high-flying antics, along with Nathan Frazier, his fellow tag team champion. And they're a really good team that I think will flourish in NXT. Baron Corbin is going in the Hall of Fame. Hot take by me. Like, King of the Ring winner, Money in the Bank winner, U.S. champion, tag team champion. I think he was an Intercontinental champion as well. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. He's a really good guy. All right, I really like Baron Corbin. I'm kind of annoyed they broke his no one kicks out of my finisher streak. Hall of Fame. Blair Davenport is a pretty solid talent. Again, kind of along the same lines of my mid tier, but I think she's actually a little bit better than some of them because she's had a longer tenure. Also worked in NXT UK along with A-Kid. So that was pretty cool for her. Booker T is currently a Hall of Famer, so that one's kind of a no question mark. Again, back to the mid-card women with Brindley Reese. Bronco Nima will be going in the same location. Then we have Brooks Jensen. He's, I think, the better of it's him and Josh Briggs, the former tag team. I think he's the better of the two. I think in ring he's a little quicker and a little more efficient. Josh is cool, but he's just big man. Wow. His triple threat match with Oba Femi and Dijak was amazing. However, I think that was mostly carried by Femi and Dijak, making him look good. But back to what I was saying, Brooks Jensen is a good talent. Then we have Channing Stacks Lorenzo. I really like his character. I like the whole mafia thing going on in NXT. I like how they try out some new gimmicks around the company. Then we have Charlie Dempsey. I think he's all right. He's currently the UK Cup holder, I believe, and is a pretty solid talent. The son of William Regal, so he's got a pretty good guy to look up to for having this talent. Then we have Cora Jade. She's pretty great. She's been off TV for a while. I believe she has a knee injury. So, there is that. But when she was on TV, she was a very entertaining person. Then we have Damon Kemp. Not much going on with him. He's all right, but whatever. Then we have, who's this? Danny Palmer. Not amazing. A lot of talent on here. Just don't make it on TV that much, like Eddie Thorpe. Not good. And the not good category isn't just because, like, oh, they're a terrible performer. Like, Gable Steveson is in the bad category because he's not a very good person. But at the same time, he's never on TV, so I can't have an accurate representation of him. We can say that for a lot of the people on this list, but we'll get to them in due time. We have Dijak, who's honestly a Hall of Famer in my eyes. He's insanely good at what he does. I think his gimmick would work perfect on the main roster. I think he should be called up by the time this video goes public, because him basically operating as the big boss man would be awesome. Like, Dijak, Ilya Dragunov, main roster. Perfection, because you have a much louder crowd to pop to their moves, and then you can put them against some guys who are already on the main roster and work some wonders. And we have Duke Hudson. He's pretty solid. Nothing much going on there. Fallon Henley, also in the good tier. Gigi Dolan in the good tier. Ilya Dragunov, obviously, is a Hall of Famer. He's the NXT champion. Honestly, probably already a WWE Hall of Famer at that rate because of how well he's worked in both NXT UK and NXT, and occasionally, I think, once on the main roster because of that one Raw match he had a couple of weeks back. JC Jane is honestly a really good talent. Go right next to former tag team partner Gigi Dolan. Then we have Jada Parker, who's the only NXT wrestler to have gone viral lately because, well, you know why. But she'll be going in the decent tier, good, mid, whatever you want to call it. And we have Jakara Jackson. She's all right. Nothing much going on there. We have Joe Coffey. He's good. Joe Gacy. He's good. Josh Briggs, mentioned him earlier. He's probably in the same tier as Brooks Jensen. I just don't think he's as good, if you get what I mean. Carmen Petrovic is going in the mid tier. Kalani Jordan and Kiana James both in the good category. Lash Legend in the good category. Lexus King is going in the mid tier. I actually think he's pretty funny, so hot take. Lexus King is cool. Lola Vice is going in the good tier, pretty entertaining. Lucian Price is going in the mid tier because OTM's not amazing. Lyra Valkyria is going in the Hall of Fame. Very good talent, both from NXT and NXT UK, where she originally is from. Great, all in all. Former NXT Women's Champion, just lost it, I believe, 2 weeks ago at Battleground. Stand and Deliver. Goodness gracious. I'm getting my pay-per-views all mixed up now. I'm talking so fast because there are a ton of people I have to go through, and I don't want to do this in over like 20 minutes. So I just want to get everybody done quick. Malik Blade, I think this one is. He is going to be going in the mid tier. Honestly, no, he'll go in good. I actually really like Malik Blade when he ever gets on TV, which wasn't that often, unfortunately. Then we have Mark Coffey. He's pretty solid. Mako Satomura is honestly a great performer. She doesn't get on TV much, and she's one of the oldest workers in NXT right now. No hate or anything, but all right overall. I think that her UK work was a lot better. She doesn't get on TV as much anymore in normal NXT, but oh well. Miles Bourne is okay in the mid tier, whatever. Nothing much going on with him. And then we have Nathan Frazier going right next to Axiom in the really good high flyers category. Nikita Lyons is honestly not amazing. She's only big because something else is big. Then we have Noam Dar. He's a pretty solid talent. He'll be going in the good tier. Obafemi is honestly great already. He was amazing the moment we saw him on the roster. Like, the matches he's had already, insanely good. We have Oro Mensa. I think he's all right. He could be debatable into the good category, but nothing much there. Ridge Holland is mid. Roxanne Perez is in the Hall of Fame. She's a multi-time women's champion. Overall, good talent, even not being women's champion. Goodness gracious, what is going on with my thing right now? Not being women's champion, even with a lot of good work behind her. And all in all, one of the best talents they have on the roster for the foreseeable future, even if she does get called up. Oh my gosh, it literally will not let me move it to the Hall of Fame. It will not let me move her character model to the Hall of Fame. What is happening? There we go. Goodness gracious. I'm sorry, but it's bugging out right now. Sean Spears, also known as Ty Dillinger in the past, is honestly great. We haven't seen much of him in NXT yet. However, if you look at what he's done outside of the company, insanely good. Sol Ruka is going in good. Very fun gimmick, just entertaining all in all. Tank Ledger is mid. Tatum Paxley is, she's all right. I don't think she's amazing. However, I think the new gimmick that she has is a lot better than her old gimmick, which was just, I'm a women's mid-carder. Because a big problem with the women's mid-carders in NXT, their gimmick is that they are a women's mid-carder who occasionally wins matches if they're a babyface and cheats to win matches if they're a heel. That is just their gimmick. Like, Carmen Petrovic suffers from this. Kalani Jordan suffers from this. Brinley Reese suffers from this. Adriana Rizzo kind of suffers from this. Lola Vice kind of suffers from this. Bit of a problem in the NXT women's mid-card. Thea Hale is honestly a really great talent. I think for being 19 or 20 now, she's very quick to the business, just like Obafemi up here. Good matches occasionally, but better storytelling as she's developed. Tony D'Angelo is going in the NXT Hall of Fame. I do think he's talented enough to fit in that category. I don't think he's on the level of people like Carmelo Hayes. However, if you've seen his work, he's very good at what he does. Then we have Trick Willie. Don't be silly or whatever. Why did I put him in good? It should be in the Hall of Fame. The next face of NXT. Clearly the one to dethrone Ilya Dragunov. Don't throw any swerves at us, Sean. Trick should win that match when they inevitably have another one. And I believe they have one at Spring Breakin'. So Trick should win. Get Ilya to the main roster. Very easy to do. Then we have Valentina Feroz. Not much going on with her. Vic Joseph, he's one of the commentators. He's all right. Wendy Chu, never on TV. Wesley, a great talent, but currently his back is hurt. But I did see that he's getting better, so he'll be going in the great category. William Regal is a Hall of Famer. I don't think that's really a question. It's William Regal. And then lastly, Wolfgang, member of Gallus, will be going in the good tier. So this is my ranking, everybody. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I think my list is pretty solid. Obviously, I did make the list. However, I could see some arguments for people like Gigi Dolan being great, or maybe someone like Axiom being only good. Do you agree? Do you agree? Do you disagree? No matter what, leave it down in the comments down below. Make sure you have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, good dawn, good dusk, go whatever. Make sure to watch any former or future episodes of my channel. And goodbye.